Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the railway channel. I've got a pube in my mouth. Chewy. Hi, I'm Kit. This is me. I used to be thin, now I'm a whale, but that's not important right now. One day I woke up and we were all living in a zombie apocalypse. Not cool! So everyone stayed home and watched YouTube. Hooray! I watched for a while and liked what some people were doing so much that I decided to have a go too. I've always been a big film buff, and back when I was skinny and had hair, I used to make films with my friends. Some even had royal premieres. So although I don't make films anymore, I still like to talk about them, and that's what this channel is all about, at least for now. So, good people of the apocalypse, I'm Kit, and this is my world. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing The Railway Children. This goes back to the Edwardian era. It was written by E. Nesbit, that's Edith Nesbit for those of you who prefer names with more than one letter. It was originally published in serial form in 1905 and then in book form in 1906. Since then it has been adapted for the screen 6 times, including 4 television serials, 1 feature film in 1970, which is what we'll be discussing now, and also a 2000 TV movie, which I would prefer didn't exist and I will not be mentioning again. The film was directed by Lionel Jeffries. He was an actor best known for playing the father of Caractacus Potts in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Dick Van Dyke's dad, even though he was actually younger than Dick Van Dyke at the time the film was made, and continued to be younger than him for the rest of his life, funnily enough. But he was a very successful actor in comedy roles with a bald head and looked a lot older than his years. So he was in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, but in 1970 he turned his hand to directing for the first time. He wrote the screenplay for The Railway Children, adapted from E. Nesbit's book, and also directed the film. The young cast for The Railway Children included Jenny Agutter, who had recently returned from Australia where she'd been filming Walkabout, a film which wasn't released until after The Railway Children, Sally Thomsett as her younger sister Phyllis, although Sally Thomsett was actually older than Jenny Agutter at the time of filming, and Gary Warren as Peter, who is obsessed with model railways. The adult cast included Dinah Sheridan as the mother and Bernard Cribbins in what is undoubtedly the best role he has ever played, the charming, delightful, endearing, enduring character of Albert Perks. Perks must be about it. There will be more impersonations like that and they get worse. The 1970 film of The Railway Children is an enduring classic. Lots of us remember it as a film that played perennially every Christmas, and it was a welcome film for the family to enjoy at Christmas. It's charming and delightful. Those are 2 words actually used in the film by the kind old gentleman played by William Mervyn. Yes, it's a charming film. In my opinion, it is a perfect film. It's flawless. There isn't a single thing about it that I would change or that could be improved upon. Lionel Jeffries nailed the screenplay. He completely captured the idioms and idiosyncrasies of Edwardian upper middle class London life, and he also beautifully captured the idioms and idiosyncrasies of rural working class life in the north of England during the Edwardian era as well. The dialogue is peppered with northernisms, if such a phrase exists. It does now, I've just invented it. And the working class folk depicted in The Railway Children are, almost without exception, good people. They are in fact an idealised version of what we would all like to be.
I was cleaning up. And then they're in a cupboard and, well, they're only collecting dust, and dust is, as you know, unhygienic. Hello?
Hello.
I thought perhaps you might like them. There's a lot of pictures in them and that, and you can colour them up with chalks and that. Anyway, I don't want them.
You're a dear. Yes, you are. Here.
Oh, well, that's all right then. Well, I must be getting along. I've got lots to do. Perks must be about it.
Thank you. That was very kind of him.
Bernard Cribbins' portrayal of Albert Perks is so incredibly charming and endearing that it's impossible not to leave the film loving that man and wishing that he could be your dad or your uncle or your older brother or someone that lives just down the road from you that you see every day. The enduring legacy of the 1970 film The Railway Children is that it provides an idealised version of childhood, happiness, innocence, play, and all the things that most kids don't get to do. And it does it in a pretty well-grounded way. The kids have adventures, but they're real adventures. They're theoretically things that could happen, even though it takes a tremendous amount of luck for these kids to always be in the right place at the right time to save the day. However, save the day they do, and throughout the film the kids become increasingly popular with the locals and impressive as a unit. There are numerous scenes peppered throughout the film which could be described as classic scenes in their own right. They get played a lot. "Daddy, my daddy!" with Bobby running through the smoke and steam of the railway platform into the arms of her waiting father. And of course there are other scenes as well. Bobby's birthday scene. This always brings a tear to my eye. When Bobby walks into the room and discovers everyone waiting with their gifts, she glides, she literally glides. The actress Jenny Agutter was sitting on a camera dolly so that there was no bouncy up and down movement as she walked from guest to guest to receive her presents. It's not realistic, it's dreamy and slightly stylised, but it works. It creates an atmosphere of high emotion and it always brings a tear to my eye. Kleenex are needed for this film.
I helped to make it. Happy birthday, Lanky.
Perhaps my favourite scene in the whole film is the birthday party organised by the children for Perks, Bernard Cribbins' character. They surprise him with gifts provided by everyone in the village, and Perks at first takes extreme umbrage and feels that it's charity. The children have to explain that it's not charity. It's an expression of love from everyone in the village to Mr. Perks, who they all adore and who is one of the central characters of their world. One of my favourite of Perks's lines, which to me sums up the gentleness and innocence of his character, is the line, "I never saw anything more like a buttercup without it were a buttercup," or something to that effect, and obviously performed much better by Mr. Cribbins than myself. Oh, I do apologise. It's gentle, it's whimsical, it's nostalgic, it harks back to an innocent bygone age that probably never really existed except in the imagination of writers like E. Nesbit and others of her kind. It's a beautiful film based on a beautiful story. It's timeless, it's a classic, the screenplay is perfect, the music is perfect, the directing is perfect, and the acting is perfect. The casting is perfect. There is possibly only one thing about the film that's a little bit odd, and if it had been done differently I wouldn't have complained, although again I wouldn't change it. It's the ending. The final shot of the entire cast waving and smiling at the camera during the end credits and saying we hope you enjoyed the film. It breaks the fourth wall. It's a little bit strange. It's one of Lionel Jeffries' stranger choices as director, but it is very much in keeping with the charm and general warmth of the film. Why not, at the end of the film, have the entire cast gather round a steam train on the tracks, waving and smiling at the camera and saying come back again soon, hope you enjoyed the film. Hope you enjoyed it. In fact, bye, bye. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you loved it. Come again soon. Bye. Bye. Ooh. Bye. Bye bye. Hope you loved it. Hope you enjoyed it. Come again soon. Bye. Oh. So, thank you very much. Come again soon. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please, as usual, feel free to like. If you did enjoy it, which I hope you did, please come again. Oh, I crack myself up. Anyway, if you did enjoy it, please feel free to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Also, please feel free to drop a comment in the comments section. I would love to hear what you think about my work, and I'm open to suggestions and ideas for future videos that you would like to see. And that's all I have to say about that. So, come again soon, hope you loved it, and I'm going to do this again. Bye.